Hello and welcome back, Mavericks, YouTubers. We've got another episode of What You Missed News. It's so cold outside, though. Let me tell you, it's so cold outside that 1 degree would be warm. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, where I live, it's negative degrees outside. So I'm thankful that I have a good furnace downstairs in the new house I bought, and that's all thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen. So again, leave your like and your support. It's absolutely free, and because of this, you fuel my dreams. Thanks to you, I got a house, something I didn't have for 30 years of my life. All that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the news. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to kick things off by saying why loot boxes make people so angry. Is this a real article? Are you serious right now? Okay, alright, maybe this is for people who are very casual and don't realize why loot boxes make people angry, but over on the side here, literally on the side, there's another article that says loot boxes are designed to exploit us. So it's like, Kotaku, man, you gotta get with your writers here, man. You gotta talk to them, because like, you're putting out articles and they're good. This is good for casuals who don't know anything, but as gamers, we all understand why loot boxes are bad. And then you have an article that says loot boxes are designed to exploit us. It's like, gee, I wonder why loot boxes make people angry. Maybe people don't like to be exploited. Whoa, what a shocker. Activision originally didn't want Modern Warfare, so this is going to be kind of hard to follow for some people. Some people have tough times following Sledgehammer Games, Activision, Infinity Ward, stuff like that. All right, so let's get to it. Activision, the company that is over the Call of Duty series, publishing company in a lot of games, originally didn't want Modern Warfare. They were pushing for World War II. But in the beginning, Infinity Ward didn't want that. What they ended up saying is that they were very well known as a PC developer, and that they compromised and did a World War II game, which was Call of Duty 2, so that they could get their hands on development kits. When it came time to make Call of Duty 4, that would be Modern Warfare, Activision did not want Modern Warfare. So they had to go against them. They had to get marketing figures saying that Modern Warfare games would be fine, that people really did want to see these. And they said that it was a fight the whole way. So World War II, Call of Duty 2, very successful game, and Modern Warfare game, Call of Duty 4, very successful game. It's funny that both of these companies didn't want either one's games. They didn't want to do what either one wanted to do, but they ultimately both ended up extremely successful. So that's pretty crazy. So why collecting 900 Korok Seeds in Zelda Breath of the Wild gets you a giant poop? Now, you might think to yourself, this is gonna be some massive payoff. The developers are finally confirming this. They're finally explaining this. After completing the monumental task of getting all of the seeds, do you know what you get? You get Hetsu's gift, a golden piece of poop. Yes, that's correct, ladies and gentlemen. You get a golden piece of poop if you didn't know that. That's 900 Korok Seeds. It's very similar to GTA, where you have to get certain things in each game. I think at one point in time in a GTA game, you had to kill pigeons, and there were a certain amount of pigeons. There's a lot of collect-a-thon things in these types of games, and they ultimately reward you with something really cool at times. I think Bully rewarded you after you got all the rubber bands with a rubber band ball that you could consistently use, and it would return to you and bounce all over the place. Really cool stuff, right? Well, the developer said, quote, "We just thought it would be kind of funny to make a big joke." "900 seeds later, just to find out I'm the butt of the joke." It's just the backstory, the kind of hidden thing in the game. The whole way is that the Korok Seeds are actually Korok poop. Ladies and gentlemen, Zelda is the game of the year, pinnacle of gaming. You collect everything in the game. One of the most daunting task to collect 900 seeds. To collect 900 seeds, and you are rewarded with a golden piece of poop because it's a giant joke. And on a completely separate note, Nintendo has also earned the Troll of the Year award for 2017. Woo! Nintendo, ladies and gentlemen. Nintendo. So, Nintendo explains how the Switch reaffirms the value of portable gaming. In this article, the long and the short of this is that they go into and talk about when they were developing the console itself, when they were launching it. They were talking about how in Japan, a lot of people stand in lines, a lot of people go through trains, things like that, and that it would be a good idea to see them standing in line playing these consoles, because a lot of these people are always busy, waiting, doing things. And then they also correlated and related it to being like a cell phone. People are often on their cell phones in lines due to that simple fact. It's a nice charm to have on hand to be able to play your console games on the television while you're waiting in line for something. That's the long and the short of this article. You can read on every word that they said, but mainly that's what they were talking about. Portable gaming, the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch is going to essentially replace 3DS in Japan, and probably across the world, honestly. The endless hunt for GTA 5's missing single-player DLC. This is an unfortunate article because while it does have a lot of great things to it, there's a lot of hints. There's a lot of people digging into the game itself, finding different things that would lead to single-player DLC. The developers over at Rockstar Games came out and explained why they do not have DLC for single player in GTA 5, and it was due to the simple fact that they were trying to port the game to the Xbox One, to the PlayStation 4, and PC at the time. They simply did not have the resources to develop single player DLC for the game when it was being developed, and that is the reason why there is no DLC. So while this article goes into detail on how there may have at one point in time been some missing DLC that they had planned for single player, they essentially ran out of resources and people to be able to do that with. So it's very unfortunate, but that's the reason why there's no single player DLC. Vintage game retailers state that the N64 was their hottest holiday seller. Once again, I would like to remind you about the 20-year cycle. If you guys remember my Why It Matters episode number 5, the 20-year cycle, I believe, that's what I covered, where things go in cycles of 20 years. This lines up exactly with that. What came out around 1996, 1997 was real popular, was real hot. The PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. 20 years later would put us at square on 2017. It is not a shock to me whatsoever that the N64 was the hottest thing, because once again, a lot of those individuals are grown up right now and are looking back to getting their favorite, most nostalgic console there were, and that would be the PlayStation and the N64. It's not really a shock or surprise to me that a lot of people go out of their way to buy an N64 to get the game that they want that Nintendo isn't providing for them. So finally, I want to close on this, ladies and gentlemen. I have some very unfortunate things to say. Okay, we got to get serious for a minute. There was a 28-year-old man shot by Witchita police officers after there was a reported hostage situation from a swatting call. Now, you might say to yourself, well, good Lord, what does this have to do with gaming? Well, it came out that it ended up being a game of Call of Duty that was a money match for $1.50. Teams were competing for $1.50 on a Call of Duty game, and what ended up happening is that after a team lost, they got upset, salty, and sulked, and passed around an address to people until the point in which somebody called in a SWAT team. Now, one of these players, there are several players involved, but one of these players has had their Twitter account suspended and since put out a tweet before that saying, I didn't get anyone killed because I didn't discharge a weapon, and being a SWAT member isn't my profession. And yeah, that's pathetic, dude. You're pathetic, man. You can't even apologize and say, you know what, I'm sorry that this happened. I mean, kids like that, that's children. You are a child if you call a SWAT team over a Call of Duty game And at such a trivial amount of money. A 28-year-old guy who literally didn't play games. He was innocent. His family members affirmed that he didn't play games. He just happened to answer the door. A SWAT team shot him because they thought it was a hostage situation. Did the police officer do the wrong thing? Perhaps. Possibly. But they wouldn't have been there if you didn't call in a fake SWAT team. You child. You are a child. Whoever called in the SWAT team, you are a kid. And you will likely spend time in prison. Because Keemstar, yes, the Keemstar, the Alex, everyone in the chat, type Alex as that Keemstar, apparently interviewed this guy, the swatter. So yeah, man, this guy's going to be found. He's going to be caught, and he's probably going to go to prison for what he did here. It might not be a lifetime, because he didn't pull the trigger himself, but he was involved in the death of an innocent 28-year-old child. Allegedly. Allegedly. But again, you know, it all comes down to being proved in court. With what happened on Twitter, with the evidence that there is now, I find it highly unlikely that these people will get off without being charged in a criminal offense, but we'll have to see in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this episode of What You Missed News. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, like and share this with everyone you know. Let's make sure this news show gets above Kotaku, IGN, especially Polygon. I gotta get higher than Polygon. Game Informer. We can come together. We can be the newest gaming media out there, and we do not have to sink to horrible levels to do that. So all it takes is one like, and I would really appreciate that. Leave me a dislike if you didn't like it, and some constructive criticism with it so that I can do things better in the future. I'd really like to do things better, and I'd really like to take this show to the highest level possible. So, I've been yours, Protomario. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming. God bless, and yeah, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the next one.